What's up, friends? We are back again for another video. I know that it's been a long time coming, but yes, you did read that right. Is your get home bag more of a responsibility than you think it is? And the answer is yes. We watch all of these YouTubers, and we listen to all this information about the the positive use of your get home bag. But what they do not break down is that the get home bag is actually a very huge responsibility, in the way that a lot of things that you pack inside of your get home bag should be based off of the season in which it is, or uh, what type of environment that you live in. Say, if you live in Arizona and it's hot all the time, or if you have all of the seasons and you go through your spring, your summer, your winter, your fall. If you got all the seasons in your state, or if you come from a state where you have a longer winter than others, and so you should be tailoring your get home bag to the weather conditions and what's common to your environment where you live. And so, with that being said, the get home bag can actually be more complicated than just throwing a bag inside of your car and going. And so, what I want to do is I want to talk about those things and what you should be doing if you carry a get home bag, and how you should be preparing yourself if you ever have to use it. So let's kind of go over and look at my get home bag, and kind of just look at some of the things that I pack. This is not a bag where it's like you have to pack these things. You just situate your bag and make it in a way that suits you, your environment, and your comfortability, depending on how far you have to trek to get home. If it's going to be, you have to go, 20 miles and then take a rest and then go another, 20, or if you're going to have to even spend the night out there before you make it home. But just going to show you what I pack in mine. Like I said, this isn't like a one all be all. I'm just showing you what I have inside my bag. So let's get it going. All right, everybody. So this is the black portion is my actual get home bag. I'm wearing these gloves so you don't have to look at my ugly hands, and I think they're more aesthetically pleasing for the video here. So there's an explanation for that. But this black bag down here is actually my get home bag. Now we are in the month of July and it has been hot, okay? And the weather has been very unpredictable, okay? So I'm a blue collar worker, okay? So I'm I work outside. I'm running through two or three shirts from perspiration a day, okay? So I carry a duffel bag with me every day. I carry two bags. So this one will probably be in my car. It's just a get home bag, and then I carry a duffel bag, which has extra shirts and pants and socks and things like that because I'm a blue collar worker. Inside of that duffel bag, I keep a men's packable rain jacket on the side pouch, and then this particular one I keep on one of the side pouches in a duffel bag, and I will most likely open this and go into this particular box every day just because it has my chapstick. It has a couple of extra charging ports. It has an external battery. Has extra cords for my iPhone. You see, it's a longer cord for my iPhone in there. There's a pair of utensils in there, and then there's two more earbuds in there in case I lose power to my Beats Pros that I usually carry. So I'm going inside of this 100% every day when I'm at work. This just has some of the things that I use on a daily basis when I'm at work. So I carry that in the side. This is part of my get home bag. And why I say that your get home bag is such a huge responsibility is because a lot of the things that you carry inside of your get home bag, especially in the month of July or your hotter months or your hotter climates, however you live, they are going to be susceptible to damage, or they're going to work against you if you keep them out in your vehicle in extreme heat. Okay. So I have another external battery charger specifically for my phone. This is a clear case, so you might be able to see everything. This particular belt carry that I carry with me every day, and it's just recently this year part of my get home bag that I added this in here. It's my Bushnell Pro, my Kershaw hot wire, and then that is my SOG Power Pint multi tool. That is the Kuda Cub. It is a small but yet powerful headlamp that can attach to your hat. And then I got my medical equipment, my batteries, and then this doesn't necessarily have to go in here. I can remove it and add more things, but this is just my Shima wrapped into a small package there. So the reason you keep your batteries in here, your medical equipment, and your flashlights and things of the such, especially your rechargeable flashlights like the Kuda Cub, sorry, Kodiak Cub. The reason you keep all of these rechargeable items in here is because the heat inside of the vehicle can deplete your devices. The heat can rust, corrode, and deplete your batteries that you have inside of your get home bag. The heat can destroy the elasticity or the material that helps band-aids stick to your skin, and it can deteriorate and destroy a lot of your medical supplies when you have them inside the car within your bug out bag. We know that the weather is extremely hot when we're out there to begin with, but when you encapsulate those things inside of a vehicle, that temperature just goes up so much more. And when you need to get home and use your supplies the most, you don't want them to be depleted or corroded or damaged, especially your medical equipment when you're out there if you happen to need it or you scrape yourself. I'm not so much concerned about a lot of the scenarios around the get home bag. Most people feel as if, oh, if it's a get home situation, what if there's a EMP attack and there's going to be riots and people after you? If you follow all of the quote unquote, rules of being gray or minding your business, then you should be able to easily get around any large crowds that might have mischievous people in it. And if you mind your business and you keep your head to the ground, then you should be able to navigate along the fringes of all of the calamity without too much engagement. So I don't worry about that too much. And then people are also uh, during the during the circumstances where everything is, SHTF. A lot of people are going to be seeking answers more so than trying to violate one another, because they're not going to know that this is a long-term situation or circumstance. So a lot of people will seek answers before everything just goes to crap, just all at once. So now breaking inside of this bag, a lot of people have probably seen this bag. There's things that I've added to it and things that I've taken away from it. I also, inside of my duffel bag for work that I carry on a daily basis, I also keep um, like little snacks, like bars and stuff like that for nourishment, stuff that I don't keep inside the vehicle when it's hot outside. So this is kind of a new one. You're traveling home and stuff like that, and I just got this inside of a pill bottle. I just put a little hole through the top of the pill bottle, put a piece of paracord, then hot glued that there. And these are like 100% like beef. You see how soft and pliable that is? These are dog treats, man. You encounter like a dog when you're out there or something like that, and you're able to give them something. Believe it or not, a lot of dog treats are very hard and just not desirable. I have a dog myself. have a English pointer, and he doesn't like the hard stuff. I mean, he'll eat bones and things like that, but like hard treats, he doesn't like them. So you see how soft those were. Um, Another thing that we got in here is we have our Baofeng radio inside of a Faraday case, and let's just take it out just to show you that it's in there. And remember, if you're going to carry something like this, you know, in a SHTF situation or a get home situation, make sure that your Baofeng that you have at the house is also inside of a Faraday case. You have a lot of people, they have the Baofangs and they show them, they're like, oh, you know, I got communication, I got comms and stuff. But in an EMT attack, EMP, excuse me, attack, then what happens if, you know, your Baofeng radio is zapped and then you don't have communications, you don't have the comms anymore, okay? You got this inside of a Faraday bag. Make sure that the one that's at the house is also inside of a Faraday bag so that they're both protected, so that the ones that you're trying to communicate with can also take it out the bag and communicate with you. We have a pair of socks in here. Like I said, this all of this stuff has to change for the season. Now, as I'm going through my my get home bag, you know what I'm noticing? These are these are merino wool socks. Okay, so I would switch these out for some regular socks. These are too thick for the season. Okay, it's July, so this is again when you have something like this that you're going to be carrying on you every day, go through it on a regular basis. I need to pack more appropriate socks for the season. I'm not, if I need to change my socks, I definitely do not want to put on these socks that are like, I think like synthetic. It's like a mix between merino wool and a synthetic. So we're gonna make sure we swap those out for just some regular socks. Dude wipes. These need to come out and probably go inside of my bag because the heat inside your vehicle will completely dry your dude wipes out. Okay, the heat ain't no joke. So this needs to come out and go inside the duffel bag. You have to have a bag that comes with you inside of a temperature control area so it can maintain the things that get damaged the most in the heat. I carry this with me. It's just one of those fast mags. It's like a competition mag holder. You throw this on your belt in a get home situation. So your spare mag that you keep with your EDC, you could throw it inside one of those. Uh, in here, I have a spare belt. I love this company. It is the Q what is it? Q CQR, excuse me, CQR company. And I have a couple of pair of their pants, and I like these very simplistic belts. They're great. Okay. Um, I have a little knife here. This is just my knife that I would put on my belt, walking home. I do have a everyday carry knife, but this particular one uh, I will put on my belt there, and I have it situated so when it goes on the belt, it can just come out from the side like that, and then go back in. So it would just go on the back. I would probably put it uh, on the back there, and be able to deploy this if needed. I just have some basic gloves. Uh, these are the Hyperflex gloves. Everything in here is new, so don't rag on me too much. It's new because I don't need to use this to get home every day. Surprise, surprise. This goes with my, in the middle section here, this would go with my Baofeng radio in case I needed uh, a better signal. It's a longer antenna for the Baofeng radio. I have a couple of robust zip ties in there in case you needed to use those with somebody. And then of course I have my Wrangler stretch pants. So if you have they're like regular work pants. So if you had to change, if you didn't have a pair of pants on you that were just absolutely comfortable, then you could throw those on in a get home situation. And they give you the elasticity and the stretch that you needed to make that trek coming on home. Uh, let's see over here. I have some of that sports tape so you can tape up whatever you need to, especially your legs. Your legs are the ones that are just getting ready to get a good workout in, like spur of the moment. And let's talk about that just for a brief second. Like, let's talk about that for 10 seconds. If you know that you're going to have to go on a walk or a trek that's going to be more than like 15 miles or more, you have to stretch and you have to do your muscles the due diligence to take on a task like that spur of the moment. Okay, so make sure that you're using your athletic tape. Make sure that if you have any aches, pre-existing aches and stuff before a walk like that you rub them down with Tiger Balm and you get yourself together before you get out there. One of the add-ons that I put inside of my kit, two of the add-ons that I put inside of my kit was this Bug X30 insect repellent, because again it's July, and when the sun goes down, those mosquitoes, especially out where I am, they will eat you alive. Another thing I packed in here, I bought these little chapstick tubes on Amazon, and this is SP50 sunscreen. Now, depending on your pigment, how dark or how light you are, there are there are different times in which uh, you need to in which you will start to burn from the rays of the sun. Some people up to as short as 15 minutes. Some people is up to short as 30 minutes before you start to succumb to the heat that the sun puts off before you start to actually start sunburning. What a terrible situation for you to get home to your loved ones and try to assess the situation that has just happened, and you're sunburnt. You're going to wake up tomorrow and your shirt's going to be sticking to your skin because you're sunburnt. That's terrible. Of course, we want to stay away from as much as possible, but if we have to pass an area, a Silcock key. Keeping your Silcock key with you and keeping you ready. Also, I got some duct tape. If the environment is wet and you end up out there a lot longer than you need to, duct tape is a fantastic way to start a fire when conditions are wet. We got a little bellows here to help you start a fire with whatever material that you're able to find. Even if you needed to take a couple strings off of your Shima to kind of get something going, then you have a way. I got three sets of fire tinder. We got waterproof. We have this is a these are fat wood sticks, and then this are little homemade cotton rounds or cotton rope that I made. So I got three sets of fire starter inside this little deal here. You got a whistle for signaling. This is just like a little cheap thing from Walmart. Of course, it doubles as like three or four things. So you got your compass, you got your whistle, you have your thermometer there, and then a magnifying glass off to the side. Another thing, when you're out there and you're just getting ready to go for a long trek, if you don't got the right shoes, or even if you do got the right shoes, boy, you better get that moleskin on those heels, because whether it's the good shoes or the wrong shoes, those shoes will tear those feet up. So make sure you're doing the right thing by yourself by packing some of that moleskin with you. So remember, I said I keep this inside of my bag, my duffel bag, and then I keep this also inside of there. It's a poncho, a more extended poncho. I got a little smoke bomb here, just in case you run into some trouble out there and you need a little bit of cover. Uh, for the EDC, we got some lube, premium CLP cleaning and lubricant right there. Then we have a solar panel The TKO, not expensive at all. Just something that you can hang on the outside of your bag while you're walking home. Should you end up walking home during the daytime, Murphy's Law, man. If it can happen, it will. And bad things always happen in the most inconvenient times. So if you have to walk home in the heat, hanging this on the exterior of your bag and allowing it to charge while you're walking, then you can have extra battery. Of course, cordage, man. We gotta have cordage, man. We got all of our 5Cs, so we gotta have cordage. This is just a little braided cord that I braided up like this. I think this is probably about 40 feet, but it's nice and small inside of a compact package because of the way that I tied it. So it sits nice and flat in there. Then that goes right there. That, and then right there. Nice and compact. Over here, we have us a little built. It's a thermos, and I think this thing is rated for like 12 hours. Keeps stuff hot for up to 12 hours. And then we have a little reflective blanket in here, and then your N95 mask. Everybody remember the N95s, right? We were wearing those things every day for a while. So and also containers. Keeping containers inside, that's one of the 5Cs. Keeping a container inside of your bag or your vehicle at all times. One thing that you need to make a habit of, especially with your get home bag, is you need to make a habit of taking water with you from the house and taking water away with you when you leave work. If you develop this habit, then you'll never be without water. Most establishments always have a way for its patrons or its employees to have free cold or hot water. They'll have a water dispenser where you can get hot water. They'll have a water dispenser, or they'll have bottles of water where you can take cold water with you. If it's free, take advantage of having cold water with you all the time. No matter if the drive home is 30 minutes, no matter if the drive home is 15 minutes, take advantage of having something to drink with you, having hydration with you all the time if it's available to you. Because one thing about get home bags is the inconvenience it would be for you not to have potable water with you when you need to get home. So when you leave work, take water with you. When you leave home, take water with you. So that way you won't ever have to worry about needing to use this right away. Okay? So remember, take water with you when you're coming and you're going. Even if you're conducting business and you go inside of a government building or you're stopping at a store, they're going to have water fountains at the store. They're going to have all types of stuff. Take your container and take you some water to and with. Okay. All right. Let's slide all this stuff out the way. Let's slide this down to the top half. Inside the top half of the bag here, the get home bag, we're going to have a little light. This is a little tough light. I really don't worry about this much because I've had this thing out in the sun and it holds up very good. And it's just a small light. Energizer doesn't make these anymore, but they're absolutely great. I got a couple bungees in here along with like a grot, but this is like a metal cutting saw. So if I ever needed this to like saw through, I had some time and I had to saw through kind of something that was not too heavy of a metal, then that could accomplish the goal that I needed it to there. Another thing we have in here, just speeding things up, man, is we have purification. Not only do we have the what is this, the Frontier? Not only do we have the Frontier, but we also have two MREs, and then we have, I think, some tea down in there, and then of course we have the P&G water purification. Now those little things, it's gonna purify way more water than you can ever carry with you inside of this get home bag. Trust me. That little package I think does like 2 gallons or so. And so yeah, it purifies a lot. So You take that and you do the math in your head, and however many ounces you carry with you in your portable water bottle, you only need to put a fraction of that in there. Up here in this little top section of my get home bag, let's see here. We got something for your foot. If you hurt yourself, if you twist your foot and you need to keep going, then that's in there. We got another charger. This is one of those things that I don't need anymore because I keep it inside my other kit. This is a mask, just a more simplistic mask with the filtration. See a lot of people when they carry the big what is it, mirror, is it mirror, uh filtration mask and things like that. I'm not going to carry anything that huge. We have a smaller shirt, but it has longer sleeves. It is the This particular shirt is rated for like protecting your skin from the sun. And then we got some contractor trash bags and stuff in this back portion here, and that's it. That's it. That's all we keep in here. We're gonna do a video later on. Just kind of. Oh, also the outside. I keep these little suitcase closers to keep my zippers in place. Now let's just talk about this briefly. The Maciso backpack. Why do I carry the Maciso backpack for a get home bag? Well, because first and foremost, it's not tactical. It doesn't have a whole bunch of Molly on it. It has the hard shell on it, and it doesn't scream, "Hey, look at me." It is noticeable. I will admit that. Once you first see it, it is kind of noticeable, but it's not terrible, man. I'm a blue collar, so I keep this inside of my car, and I take my other items inside of work that are in a more temperature control environment. But if you were if you were a white collar worker, and this was your get home bag, and you worked in an environment at a desk or anything like that, this would not alarm any of your coworkers to make them feel uncomfortable or odd. Now, if you were white collar and you walked inside work every day with a duffel bag like I do, that might cause some uncomfortable eyes. But if you took something like this in, I don't think too many people would think much of it because it's just, you know, it's for all practical purposes, it's pretty much like a camera case. Okay, and then I also like the way that it folds out and deploys. It's very, very rigid, very hard. So it's like whatever you need out of it, you set your bag down, and then boom, everything is nice and set up there in there like a drawer. Once I need this bag, I need to deploy it. I put all my medical and stuff inside of this empty space. Then I have items that will fill up the rest of it, and then I can proceed to just take this bag and this bag alone and begin my trek home. But yeah, that's the bag. So that's it, everybody. That's everything that I keep in my get home bag. There was two things that was on the side of the bag that I completely forgot about, and one of those things were a little Kim light. This is the Kim lights by Siloom, and uh, and then some chemical trioxane, because you never know how long or just how fast you can start a fire if you needed one while you're out there. So some chemical trioxane inside that bag, which you might want to be one of the items that you keep inside of a temperature controlled area. So putting this inside of your little case that comes with you inside of a temperature control area probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Also, part of my everyday carry, I keep a big lighter, which those lighters, and your your OC spray, things like that, they're also susceptible to getting overheated when they're left inside of a hot car. So make sure that you're keeping those things on your person or inside of a temperature controlled container too while you're carrying your get home bag. So that's it, guys, man. I hope that you guys really appreciated the video. I know this one was a little lengthy, so I hope you were able to stick in there with me. I appreciate you guys for always watching the channel, and I will catch you guys later.